Okay, so I show you how I sand the hood. I've already started, sand it to 400. I usually like to get the edges really good, especially since I have overspray on it. But you have these Durablocks, and you want to do a checker or crisscross, like a hashtag, and go back and forth. Like so. Normally you use a bigger block than this. But I want to get the edges real good, so I want to use this block. Since we have some overspray, we need to get rid of that. This will flatten out the panel better. Show you any high or low spots that you might have. This is time consuming. And it does take its toll on your muscles, your hands, your back. So I just finished that nose, and I can feel it in my hands. Because there were spots there where you had to do it by hand. Now don't worry too much if you go through, because you're going to be primering it anyhow. But basically how I do the hood, like I say, I should have my longer block, but I've been using this for everything lately, so I may grab the longer block. I'll find out here in a second if I really need it. I don't think I need it. It's looking pretty decent. I'll finish this up. I'll be back. Okay, I did switch to my longer block. It'll just make it go quicker, and it'll keep more of the area flatter. You can see a low spot right there already. See a high spot coming up. But you can see how that's done, even with a longer block. There we go. It's sanded down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow this dirt, dust off. Yes, off into my garage. Then I'll come back and I'll wash it, clean that hood off, and see if there's any shiny areas. The reason why I do that is to see if there's any place I missed that I didn't sand, because I really want this sanded to 400 to give it a little grit, a little scratches, so that the primer will stick to it. That's all I'm out to do, is get the primer on there to stick to the hood and stay with the hood. Then I'll sand that primer down, and when we get ready to paint the car, all the panels should match or be really, really close to matching. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So I'll get this blown off, get this washed down, and go from there. Okay, sanded, cleaned twice, masked off, ready to primer this hood. It's going to be nice to see that hood in primer. That's my last piece. Everything else has already been in primer, or it's been primered and painted. So, great day. Get this done. And just like that, it's in primer. Ready to be block sanded, 400 for paint. See about getting all this masking paper off this thing. Go from there. And all unmasked. Really nice looking. It's nice when you buy a reproduction hood and there's no dings, dents, or rust you got to mess with. Makes it so much easier. So I have to get this sanded down and ready for paint, but pretty happy. Like I said, this was the last big piece that needed to be in primer. Now I can go ahead and start concentrating on the rest of the car. I did find a spot up here I had to fix, so I was sanding on it. But, you know, I got a lot of sanding to do. I got to knock all this down, everything, but getting closer. Although when I was pulling the tape off, one thing that really concerned me is, why didn't my primer stick right there? Tape pulled that off, so I'm going to have to knock all this A-pillar. I'm going to take this all down and reprimer this whole thing, because I don't want to run into that later on down the road. If you enjoy my videos, subscribe, and more subscribers, the better it is for me. Let me know if you have any comments. Always interested in comments, good or bad. And I've had bad ones. Thanks for watching. Later.